Welcome back to Palworld. In this video we are going through 13 big mistakes that you are probably still making. However, some of you are not going to see these as mistakes, you'll probably just see them as tips and tricks. So this video is in general just to help you out. But I'm going to say the number one mistake is not looking after the pals at your base. I've seen so many videos, I see so many people talking about it. In the videos, for an example, if you look at the base info at the top right, it says that a couple of my pals are on a short break. The rest of them are in good condition. I've seen time and time again, every single pal at the base is weakened, they're depressed, like they're just not in a good shape. And what happens when they are weakened, depressed and things like that is they're going to lose efficiency with the work they're doing. It does not take long to go from where you are to just like fast travel back to your base and just help your pals out once in a while. Like for an example, there's a load of stuff here on the floor, and usually, though there are a few things, my ranch gets filled up with stuff that my pals don't pick up. So instead of just leaving it there, while you're here, you might as well just very quickly pick it up. It saves the pals time and they don't get so stressed because they're not having to do so much transporting. The more you leave stuff lying around and the less you help out around your own base, increases the chance of your pals becoming ill in some way or even depressed and stuff. As they're not going to have a lot of time to chill, they're not going to stay sane, they're not going to stay fed, so your base is just going to fall apart. So every once in a while, just make sure that your pals are like looking good. Don't neglect them because they are there to help you out. It's just nice to return the favour. And number two is not using the grappling gun to your advantage. There is a trick with the grappling gun. If I grab all of this stone out of here, I am now massively over encumbered. My max weight's 1,000. I'm sitting at 11,200. And with the grappling gun, if we equip it, if I turn around, I've got a chest over there. I can't move because I'm like massively over encumbered. So if I shoot my grappling gun, it'll pull me towards it because it ignores the weight. I can then open it and I can transfer all of my stone over. So I no longer need to worry about being over encumbered. It's very, very good for moving things around your base. But not only that, there are pals that can help you out with your carrying capacity too. Cassiver's going to give you an extra 50 for each one in your team. King Packer helps out. Bron Cherry helps out. There are a few different pals that will increase your carrying capacity without you needing to put stats in, like levels into it when you level up. But if you haven't put too many levels into it and you're constantly being over encumbered, then use your grappling gun because it's going to help you out. Next up is not putting your base on flat land. You'll see that my main base is built on a hill and it just makes everything awkward, right? Especially when right next to me there is a load of flat land. So I'm going to say it's a mistake to not build on flat land because when it comes to putting certain things down like workstations and stuff, I've had so many problems and I think that my base being on a hill is causing some of my pals to bug out. But you'll see here with my ranch, there's just bits of it that are stuck in the floor because it's all uneven. So make sure when you're building bases, you vote to build on flat land. It's so beneficial in so many different ways. And next up is not paying attention to the stats of your pals if you are looking to min-max. It's not just about looking at the passives. If we have a look at the attack and defense of these two Fox Parks, they are both level 4, haven't been touched, they're fresh catches. And you'll see that one of them has 127 attack, 73 defense. The other one has 128 attack, 76 defense. So it's not just about level, it's not just about passives, you need to focus on the actual stats themselves. And make sure you're using the condenser, the statue of power. Make sure you're changing out your skills if you don't like the ones that you currently have on your pals. Because if you are looking to min-max in this game, every single stat is important. Next up, the mistake is throwing spheres at pals' faces. If you do that, they have a chance to deflect the sphere, so you are just going to be wasting them. Whereas instead, if we look at this chickpea, if I get out my sphere, you'll see that there's a back bonus. So if I cancel, if I come round to the front and we have a look, that's an 18% capture rate. But yeah, basically it went from 18%, I think it was up to 39%. So it was over double the chance I had of capturing that just by aiming the sphere at his back. So when you are trying to capture pals, make sure that you are getting their health as low as you can and make sure you are aiming the spheres at their back when it's possible, because if they're aggroed, it's not going to be that easy. But chucking them at their face is a big mistake because you're just going to waste your spheres. And next up, we have not putting your bases in or near good farming spots for resources. If we take a look at the map at my second base, my first one's over here right near the start, which is the Plateau of Beginnings. And over here at the Desolate Church, I've got a base just behind it because there are a bunch of ore rocks and you can automate this farm. You can use different mining pals and stuff and you're going to get ore, which is really, really helpful in this game. You use it a lot to craft ingots. So make sure that you're paying attention to the different areas you're exploring. Look for good places to set up bases because I'm going to say it's a mistake to just chuck a base wherever you like pretty much land. Wherever you go, if you just set up a random base, it's a waste because there are so many good farming spots in the game. And next up is not using the pals in your party to help out at your bases. At this base, this is my mining base. If we quickly go to my power box management, I've got 4 dig toys for the mining. I've got vanworms, I've got a Cinnamoth, Serpent and Grintail. But in my party, I have Jormuntide Ignis, who's level 4 for kindling. So I've kept him in my party so that when it comes to cooking things, if I just grab a bunch of baked berries or grab a bunch of red berries and set them up to be baked, then put them there, instead of letting my vanworm come over, if I just chuck out, not Nightwing, that's the wrong one. If we switch over to Jormuntide Ignis, there you go, level 4 kindling, because you can use the pals from your party to help out at the base. But not only that, if you do not assign specific workstations for your pals, some of them are just going to get up and do whatever they want to do randomly. So for an example, the dig toys, if he had the ability for kindling, he might want to try and come over and cook something. If he had the ability to water, he might want to try and water the plantations. So what you need to do is, if you have a pal and you want them to do something specific, if you lift them up, when you've got them in your hands, if you hold down the button and you throw them at something, you'll see that it says a fixed assignment to copper ore. It like designates something for them to do specifically and is really, really helpful. And when it's a pal from your party rather than one that's at your base, if you want them to do something specific, then if you just hold down the summon button, you'll see here that it says copper ore can't be assigned. If they can be assigned to that job, it will pop up blue and it will say can be assigned. And then you just chuck them there and they're going to do that job. It's really, really helpful for building things because of the handiwork, obviously depending on your pals, but it's good for cooking and everything. And next up is not unlocking fast travel points before you do anything in a new area. Not only do they give you a free tech point, but they are also placed on your compass. If you look at my compass, you can see the icon that's saying 56 meters away there is a fast travel point. As long as they are within 300 meters, they will pop up on your compass. So pay attention to them because it saves a load of hassle with traveling. It gives you a tech point. But not only that, depending on your world settings, so I don't need to do anything at this base, if you have the death penalty turned off, so there's no drops, what you can do, it's a little bit cheeky, but you can go to respawn. So if I get myself killed, when this timer goes, the game's going to give you a bunch of different places you can respawn. So for an example, we've got these up here, we've got a few spots down here, whereas there's places over here. I've been to this one, but there's one here, Marsh Island. I've never ever been to this island in the game. So if I click here, these respawn spots are going to spawn you near a fast travel point. So right here, I've never ever explored this area before. I don't know anything about this island, but I've got the first fast travel point because I got myself killed, respawned, chose somewhere the game wanted me to. You'll see I've got the fast travel point up there, and I've manually gone to these islands, but you can do it there too. So depending on your world settings, you might be able to like cheese it a little bit to save some hassle, exploring places that are a bit further out, because you can select to respawn there and just grab the fast travel point. Next up is not exploring and finding eggs. Not only are these a great source of XP, but you're also going to get a bunch of cool pals, and the large eggs have a chance to give you some really, really helpful and strong pals early in the game as well. But you can also get huge ones, which are going to give you the best pals that you can get. If we have a look at this beast here in the pal deck, Blazehowl Noct, this is one that I got from a huge Scorching Egg. I actually got 2 of them from eggs, and then if we look at my Jormuntide Ignis, I got this from a huge Dragon Egg. So make sure that you are out exploring, finding eggs. They are going to give you the XP for the capture, they're going to give you new pals, and they are scattered around everywhere. They're like, pretty much go to cliff edges, any that you find, and I think I've managed to have like, say 20 to 25 eggs in like a 15-20 minute run of looking for them. They are just so abundant across the world, and they are really, really helpful. And next up is not exploring at nighttime. It makes it so much easier to explore at night, to see Liftmonk effigies, to see fast travel points, and to also see eggs. So from the previous point, we've still got the egg down there. If we have a look, it's nighttime, you can see the glow on the egg. And then if I can find one around this area, I don't think I'm going to be able to. There's a fast travel point, you can see that's blue because I've accessed that one. If you haven't, they will be orange. And then every now and then, depending on the area you're in, I think that's one over there in the distance. Oh, there's a couple up there actually. Those are the Liftmonk effigies. They shine so bright in the dark. So do not be scared to go exploring at nighttime. And if you are not a high enough level to have the hip lantern, what you can do is use a fire pal, chuck them out, and they are going to illuminate the area around you. It's just so helpful exploring at night, looking for eggs, looking for lift monk effigies, because they're going to power up your capture ability. And next up is not putting storage chests at your farms. You'll see that my house is smothered in different chests. But if we go outside, and let's go up here first. Next to my logging site, I have a chest for the wood. Next to my stone pit or my quarry, I have a chest for the stone. And then if we come down here, I have a chest for the ranch. It's going to save your pals a lot of time when it comes to transporting, because the pals will prioritize the chests that are closest to them, unless it's something specific. So for an example, you can see I've got chickpeas in this ranch. They drop eggs, and when it comes to eggs, the pals will just take them to the feed box, because it's something very specific. So your general resources will go to storage chests, your specific ones will go to their actual containers, like a feed box is going to take eggs. Not only that, if you have a cow, the mozzarella or whatever it's called, the milk from the ranch will come straight into the cooler box. So it's just really helpful, saves a lot of time, saves stress for your pals and everything, to stick chests near your farms. And next up is not taking advantage of the bonus XP you get for the first 10 captures of a pal. If we go to the pal deck, you'll see that I've got a capture bonus 2 out of 10 for the Blazehound Noct. For the Broncherry, I've got 1 out of 10. For the, let's go with something like Vixen, or Wixen, I've got 3 out of 10. Catrice, I've got 2 out of 10. And then there's so on and so forth, basically. If you're not taking advantage of this, you're missing out on a lot of XP. I'm currently level 32. I need 65,000 XP to level up. And every little job I do at the base is going to get me 2 XP. So if I cook 1,000 berries, that's 2,000 XP, which is great. And then killing pals maybe like 10 or 15. Killing the guards that defend the, like, essentially jail cells that they have pals locked up in. All the different, like, human enemies, that's going to get you a little bit of XP. But right now at level 32, every pal I capture, where I haven't completed this 10 capture bonus, I'm getting just shy of 3,000 XP. So for an example, when it comes to Chillit, I have captured 6 out of the 10. If I capture the remaining 4 for the bonus, that's going to be a bonus 12,000 XP. Just for capturing 4, and there's a lot of pals in this game that group up together, like chickpeas. There's 3 right there. There's 2 down there on the hill. There's 2 catavers. When you find the habitat for a pal, you're going to typically find at least a couple in the general area. So make sure you're taking advantage of that 10 capture bonus for the bonus XP for every single pal, because it's so much XP. I must have earned over 100,000. I think I went from level 29 up to level 32 in the matter of, I think it was less than an hour. And there's a lot of XP, there's a lot of stuff to do in order to get that XP. So just make sure you're taking advantage of that bonus XP you get for capturing the pals. And then the last one for this video is not taking full advantage of the ranch if you need resources. Currently in my ranch, you're going to see a Vixie, a Mal, and 2 chickpeas. And we've also got a Flame Bell that's just joined us. Flame Bell is going to drop flame organs. Mal is going to drop gold coins. Vixie drops spheres and arrows, which are going to help you with capturing pals. Lamb balls are going to drop wool. You even get, I think there's a B grade or something that drops honey. And then the chickpeas are going to drop eggs. You get the mozzarenas or the cows that drop milk. There are so many helpful pals that will do farming, that will sit in the ranch, they'll do their grazing, and they are going to drop you resources. So if you're not taking full advantage of this workstation, you are missing out on so many resources. If we have a look in my ranch chest, I've got over 200 flame organs that my one flame bell has dropped for me, just simply by grazing. Me going off doing things, leveling up and stuff, and you'll see I've got nearly 500 gold coins in here. I've got 27 power spheres. I'm constantly coming back and taking the stuff out because they produce it at a fast rate as well. So that was 13 big mistakes I believe you're probably still making in Palworld. Some tips and tricks to help you guys out. And what we're going to do is leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this game and add any tips you have in the comments. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out. Thank you for watching.